In this video, I'm going to take you through a complete step-by-step guide on how to get your real estate license in the state of Alabama. In this video, you're going to learn all the requirements on how to get licensed in the state of Alabama and start your real estate career. We're also going to go over some really good things like how to pick your first sponsoring broker, the costs associated with getting licensed in Alabama. We're going to give you a complete breakdown at the end of this video. And we're also going to tell you about some of the pre-licensed education schools that you can go to get this done in a quick amount of time. So let's dive right into the video. So welcome to the complete guide on how to get your license in the state of Alabama and start your new real estate career. And I'm excited for you because this real estate career has been great for me. I've been a licensed real estate agent for the past 10 years. I have a real estate team. And as you can see now, I have this channel called New Agent Headquarters where we help agents start their real estate careers and become successful as real estate agents. So if you like that kind of content, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. And if you have any questions during this video, make sure to comment them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get back to you. In this video, you're gonna learn quite a few things. And the first thing is the requirements. So we're gonna tell you all the requirements in order to get licensed. After that, we're gonna tell you about the pre-licensed education requirements and how to get your state-approved pre-licensed education done so you can move on to the next step of this process. Then we're gonna talk about the real estate exam. So many people fail this exam. I want you to be someone that passes the first try. So we're gonna give you tips. We're gonna tell you exactly what's on the exam as far as questions and the time that you need to actually complete the exam or the time that they allow you to complete the exam. And we're gonna tell you some good things and good tips in order to pass that exam on the very first try. After that, I'm gonna tell you all about how to pick a sponsoring broker to give you the highest chance of success and what questions to ask so you don't end up in a bad situation. After that, I'm gonna give you all the steps on how to apply for your license, get your background check done, get your fingerprinting done, and get on to getting your license so you can start your new career. Lastly, I'm gonna go through a complete cost breakdown with you so you know what to expect when you're going through this process and how much it's going to cost to actually get licensed. This is a huge question that so many people ask, and there's all different kinds of information all over the internet, but I broke it down pretty good and I think you're going to be pretty impressed with it. Oh, and before we get started, I do want to tell you about our complete guide on how to get licensed and start your real estate career. You're going to find everything in this video plus a lot more inside that guide. So if you want to get your copy, click the link down below in the description or scan our QR code and download it today. Give me some feedback on what you think. Okay, so let's talk about some of the basic requirements. Now, I put this together so you know exactly what the requirements are before you even get started with all the other stuff like your pre-licensed education, because there are some things on here that could disqualify you from getting licensed right now, and I wanna make sure you know ahead of time so you don't waste a ton of time. First things first, you must be a US citizen, permanent resident alien, or legally present in the US. The next thing is you must be 19 years old or older. Now, not every state has this requirement. Some states are 18 years old or older, but in Alabama, you're required to be 19 years old or older. The next thing is you must have a high school diploma or its equivalent. So yes, a GED could work in this situation. The next one is a question that I get asked a lot. And in this case, it's not have been convicted of a felony or crime involving moral turpitude. So if you have questions on this, make sure to reach out to the Real Estate Commission and see how they would view your case. If you do have this going on, then definitely ask, because you want to make sure that you don't have anything that's going to disqualify you before you start this entire process and invest any money into getting your license if it's only going to get declined. So make sure you reach out and ask questions if you do have anything on your record that can be of concern. The last thing is not to have had a real estate application or a license rejected or revoked in any state within the past 2 years. So if you don't have anything here, let's move on to the next step. This is your real estate pre-license education requirement. Now, one important thing to note is you must get these classes done with a state-approved school. If you do these classes anywhere or you think you're just gonna piece things together, it may not work. So you wanna make sure that you get a state-approved school, and I'm gonna show you one that you could check out as well as we go through this video, but I wanna tell you some of the requirements. So the very first requirement is to complete a 60-hour course, and it must be state-approved. Now, after you get done with that 60-hour course, there's a 30-hour post-license course as well that you're gonna have to take with your licensing. Now, usually you can find these packaged together with the real estate school and you can buy them both at once, which is good. The next thing is you wanna make sure you're paying attention during these classes because first things first, you're gonna learn a lot. There's a lot of good things you're going to get to learn through this process and going through these classes. I was in banking before I started as a real estate agent, and I still learned a ton of things going through these classes. Now, one thing to note is you do want to pay attention because you're going to have to pass the test at the end with a 70% score or higher after you complete your pre-licensed education. Now, I know 60 hours sounds like a lot of time, and it totally is, especially if you're busy or you have a lot of things going on. So I'm going to show you the school that I recommend. Now, if you want to follow me there, click the link down in the description below. It's an affiliate link, and you'll also be able to find some different sales and discounts on real estate pre-licensed education, as we do have an affiliate link with Calibri. So make sure to check that out, and I'm going to open you up to the screen and walk you through what you're going to find once you get to that screen. Okay, so once you get to the screen, you're going to notice a couple different things that I want to walk you through. So you're going to see self-paced courses, and you're going to see live course packages. It depends how you want to do this. If you want a live instructor and you want that kind of setup, then I highly suggest you go with the live course packages. Now, if you want a self-paced course where you can do this at your own pace and go at your own speed, which can be convenient for a lot of people, you can do these self-paced course packages. Now, there are different levels of it. So there's the ultimate learning package, the exam prep package, and the exam prep itself. So you'll be able to see exactly what comes with each one, and decide which one is right for you. So I highly suggest you check them out. This school is highly rated, and it gives you all kinds of different options depending on if you want something with a live instructor or you want something more self-paced. Either way, they have you covered. Okay, so next let's talk about the real estate exam. Once you've gotten through your real estate pre-licensed education classes, you're going to want to start thinking about your real estate exam and signing up to take that exam. Now, you might be wondering, what should I actually expect on test day? Well, first things first, you're going to have about 120 questions that are going to be multiple choice during your exam. You're going to have 3.5 hours to answer those questions, and again, they're all multiple choice. Now, you can bring a basic non-scientific calculator to the exam for the math portion of the exam, and make sure that you do, because you're definitely going to need it, and it can definitely be handy. Now, I want to give you some tips to pass the exam itself. So first things first, if you're going through this exam and you come across questions that you're just not sure about, make sure that you skip the questions that you don't know. It's multiple choice. So the last thing you want to do is stress yourself out and spend a ton of time on a question and really disrupt your flow. That's what a lot of people do. So what I would suggest you do is you just pass that question and then come back to it later once you've worked through all the other questions that you are confident in the exam, and then you'll know you have a lot more time to figure it out. Another tip you can do is the process of elimination. If there are 4 or 5 answers to this question and you know 3 of them are absolutely not the right answer, you can eliminate those and just pick between the 2 that are left. Now, this can give you a 50-50 odds of answering the question right, and this is what I would suggest doing if you just don't know the answer. Step number 2 is not rushing through the exam. You have 3.5 hours to complete this, and I see so many agents just rush through because they're anxious, they're nervous, they don't know what to make of it, and then they complete the exam in an hour, they go to the desk to check if it's right or wrong, and they failed. They have to come back, they have to do it again, and honestly, that's not a lot of fun. So take your time, make sure you read each question multiple times because some of the questions are set up tricky and they're designed to be tricky. So make sure that you spend the time to read each question a couple times before you submit your final answer. Step number 3 is look into study tools. They help. I don't know how many agents have reached out to me with questions about passing the exam because they failed it multiple times. And what I can say is when they start using a study tool, things typically work out a lot better and they start seeing better results. So I would suggest you invest in some kind of a study tool. I suggest you check out CompuCram, and I'm going to show you that. There's an affiliate link down in the description below as well if you want to check them out. Or you can check out Prep Agent. They do a great job as well, and there'll be a link down in the description as well for Prep Agent. But long story short, what they will do is they will take you through test-like simulations, and they will actually quiz you and then tell you what's wrong or what's right based on the things that you answer. And this was a game changer when I was going through and taking my exam because the textbooks can just be so boring sometimes. And we want to eliminate that and make sure that you have the highest odds of passing and put you through those test-like simulations and get you used to the format of the actual exam. Pass or fail. So now this is the part where you figured out if you passed the exam or failed. Now, if you passed the exam, definitely celebrate your wins It's a big deal. A lot of people fail the exam the first time they take it, and the fact that you passed is a great time to celebrate. If you fail the exam, then keep studying. Don't give up. Give it another shot, because many of the agents that are in the market that are very successful today are people that have failed their exam, sometimes even multiple times. So it doesn't mean you're going to be a failure as a real estate agent if you fail the exam. So make sure to go back to the drawing board. If you haven't tried a study tool, try a study tool. If you haven't tried flashcards, try flashcards. Everybody learns in different ways, and that's something that you have to realize and have to adapt to when you're going through this process. And just because you're not a good test taker doesn't mean you're not going to be a great real estate agent. After you pass the exam, it's time to complete your background check. So the background check is going to cost you about $48.25 to get your background check done, and it typically takes about 3 weeks for processing. In the meantime, you're going to want to start looking for a sponsoring broker. Now, I want to go over some questions to ask when you're picking a broker, because picking a brokerage is a big deal. This can make or break your real estate career. And I know when I first started in real estate, I bounced around to a couple different brokerages until I finally found the right place. I found a great mentor, and it propelled me to success. So I'm going to tell you some of the questions that I would ask if I were interviewing with brokerages, and this will really help you. And this is some of the questions that I wish I had when I first started. The very first thing, is there a mentorship program in place? This is very important, because as a new agent, if there's no mentorship program in place, you might feel stuck. You might feel confused. And if there's not a broker in place that's going to be there 24/7 to answer your questions, you might get frustrated and you might end up quitting the business. And that's what a lot of people do, is they don't have enough support and they end up failing out of the business and quitting. So we want to avoid this, and we want to find out what kind of mentorship program is in place for new agents. The next question to ask is, what kind of training do you offer for new agents? Do they have a specific course in place that they're going to take you through? Is there a specific training program that's going to take you from day one of getting your real estate license all the way to becoming a successful agent and setting up your business and knowing what you're doing as an agent? Well, most brokerages don't have this, but they need to have something similar, some kind of an educational program that's going to take you from point A to point B. Now, the reason this is important is because most agents fail. Passing your exam is just the first step in the process. You have to learn a lot of different things as an agent. You have to learn how to market your business. You have to learn how to negotiate contracts. You have to learn how to write up sales agreements and make offers and learn contingencies and learn all these things about escrows. And you need a mentor in place. You need someone that you can go and ask questions to, and you need a training program with modules that's going to take you from step 1 all the way to step 100. And that's what's going to really help you out in those times that you're going through the trenches and trying to establish a real estate business. Another important question to ask is, how will I generate leads? This is one of the big questions that even experienced agents try to solve. And the reason for this is because real estate is one of those businesses where it's hard to generate clients, right? The average client is very high ticket. They're buying a big product, and you really have to do a lot of prospecting or a lot of networking in order to build a pipeline of people and be able to close sales on a consistent basis. So you want to ask that question. How are they going to help you market your business? Are they going to provide leads to you? Are they going to help you with your networking? Are they going to help you with your sphere of influence? Are they going to set you up on any kind of lead campaigns? These are all important things, because if the way they're going to teach you how to build your business isn't in alignment with the way you want to build your business, then it might not be a good fit. Last but not least, I want to talk about the commission splits. This is important, but it's definitely not the most important thing, and that's why I put it at the end. Commission splits are definitely a conversation you want to have, because again, you're a business person and you want to make sure that you're getting a fair deal, but commission splits are not everything, because 100% of nothing is nothing. And I've seen it so many times where new agents are at brokerages that offer huge, very high commission splits, but don't offer anything. And then the agent ends up getting no sales at all, and they get 100% of nothing. And that's what we want to avoid. Don't be afraid to pay a higher commission split for great mentorship, great training, and a great experience, because that support is going to help get you to the income number that you want. And the commission split does matter, because again, you want to be a business person, but as long as you're getting value for that commission split, then it's okay. So that's why I put this last and I didn't put this first when it comes to picking a sponsoring broker. The next step is applying for your license. So Here's what you'll need. You'll need your past background check, which typically takes about 3 weeks to do. You're gonna need proof of your pre-licensed education that's been completed and passed with a 70% score or higher. You're gonna need a copy of your past real estate exam from Pearson VUE, in this case from Alabama. And you're gonna need your sponsoring broker's information. Now to the big question, you might be wondering, what does this all actually cost? And I have this all broken down. I've broken down all the numbers for you so you have an idea of what to expect. The very first thing is your pre-licensed education classes. Now, I put a range here because, again, it's a wide range and it really depends on which course you pick. So I put a range of $205 to $641, depending on what kind of sales and discounts you're able to get and what package you actually pick for yourself after you decide which one's the best fit for you. The next thing is your past background check. So to do a background check is gonna cost you about $25. After that, you have your fingerprinting fee, which is about $48.25. From there, you have your real estate exam itself. So when you schedule your exam on exam day, every time you take the test, it's $77. So if you only have to take it one time and you pass, it's gonna cost you $77. If you have to take it multiple times, every time you take it, it's gonna cost you an additional $77. But we wanna make sure you pass the exam, and you're gonna do all the steps in this video, and hopefully you pass so you only have to do it one time. From there, you have the license application fee itself, which amounts to $210 with all the things put into it. So all in all, you're looking at a range of anywhere between $565 and roughly $1,000. So this is the gateway to get into a great career. In my opinion, it's been very good for me, and it can be a awesome gateway into real estate, and you can build a really profitable business that allows you to make your own schedule, be your own boss, and kind of create your own destiny. So if you're interested in real estate, definitely check out some of the other videos on my channel. There are a lot of videos about becoming a real estate agent, being your real estate agent, and there's even some day in the life videos that I take you through my day in the life as a real estate agent. So if you're curious, make sure to check those out. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video, comment below, and let me know. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to New Agent HQ. On this channel, we try to give you all the resources to be confident and successful as a new agent from day one. If you like this kind of content, smash the like button and subscribe, and be sure to check out this video here. I think you'll enjoy it.